Okie dokie, I think we're working. Finally. Is everybody happy now? Multicam recording has its challenges. Hi boys and girls, it's me BUTCH. My name is Terry David Silvercloud. I'm not native, it just sounds that way. I'm 78 years old. Today's Tuesday the 11th of April 2023. Sun has come out today. Cherry blossoms are out and daffodils are out. And I hope we're going to get a couple sunny days. And I'm a real motor mouth, so give me a sec here. Had some equipment problems here. I hope they're working. Looks like it's working. Oh, good. I want to give you a couple of confidence boosters, I hope, because I got more than I need. Butch has got more confidence than anybody needs. But I'm 78, and you'll find as you get older, you gain more confidence, because if for no other reason, you start not giving a crap about anything. Now, I promised myself, I even got a clock down here, try not to ignore it, just to cut to the chase and give you some pointers. If you're lacking in self-confidence, you were trained to be that way. You're being overly empathetic. You're empathizing too much. You got to start thinking about you once in a while. And if you really want to emphasize with people, you look them straight in the eye and make your point. But you don't look people straight in the eye unless you're really like trying to make an effing point. Got it? So when you're with other people, don't be looking around unless you know them really well, and if you're a stranger, you don't. Well, I think you get what I'm getting at. Pay attention with whom you're speaking to. Now, if you're lacking in self-confidence, you're going to have to figure out where you fit in the scheme of things. If you're really, really, really dumb, you're probably not here, because really, really, really dumb are happy all the time. They think the world is a safe place, and they're a danger to themselves. That's why you've got to look after them. So people that are severely brain deficient, they're pretty happy folks. So if you're here, you have some intelligence, and you just have to figure out where you fit in the scheme of things. And me, I've had just so much experience doing so many things and been through so much crap that I got confidence in spades. But I said I'd just make this a sort pep talk with some tips for you to tell you it's not your fault, and once you get over caring so much about what people think about you, you gotta just stop giving a crap. I'm serious. Just stop. Oh, I thought you were over there. There you are. Sorry. See, I'm disobeying my rule. I'm supposed to be paying. I thought you were on this camera. You gotta stop giving so much worth to what you think people think about you. You want respect and you want friendship, but whether you're too short, too tall, too fat, too skinny, too weird, too anything. I am a gay man, and I don't fit into the gay world. That's why I call myself queer. I just don't fit, but I figured that out a long time ago, and I was fortunate enough to have a long-term boyfriend who didn't fit either, and we fit together just great. And yet we were different, he and I. I miss him so much. But I'm an oddball, and I know it. I've learned that, but I've also had, by good fortune, even though I came from a somewhat dysfunctional family, to be given opportunities to rise to self-confidence, starting in Boy Scouts, where I got made a patrol leader rather suddenly when I was about 15, when a whole bunch of the older jerks left. The 17, 18-year-olds went off to become rovers, and suddenly in our large Sea Scout troop there was a deficiency of leaders, and I was chosen by the the old guys that ran, they weren't that old, but they were like 30 or something. I was like 14, 15. Anyhow, so I started having opportunities to gain confidence very young, and then I went into the Navy at age 19 and into officer school where they're teaching you how to, act like you're in charge and dress like you're in charge and really pretend you're like in charge, and people will be inclined to believe you actually are. Tell people to jump and they will. So you can learn it and you will. Just gain, which camera we got going here? Oh, okay, that's the right camera. There's my little digs here. I'm making videos procrastinating from painting. I like making videos too, so that way I don't have to pay attention to, I don't have to be really doing anything. I'm 78 going 79. I could drop dead tomorrow. Who gives a crap? So you got it in you. Now, I've already gone on over 5 minutes, and it was only supposed to be 5 minutes, so I got to give you some tips. One is, look directly, but don't stare at the person you're talking to. Pay attention to them. And your dress can mean a lot. If you wear black, see how I'm wearing black? Wasn't he clever? Then you'll be inclined to attribute more power to me than I really have. I'm just wearing black. But so do police officers, and so do bouncers, and so do people who are just trying to look bigger, or to hide their size. One way or another, they're black impresses. The other color tip, this is a color tip. What camera we got going here? Sorry about that. Bottom me things will come off. Is to wear red. Red is not only a color that both men and women, particularly men, find sexual. The girl in the red dress. There were some scientific tests done where a bunch of hetero kind of guys, they were definitely into the girls. It wouldn't have worked on me because I had zero interest in women at all, none. Sometimes the same girl wore a blue dress and then a red dress, and the men reacted, all of them, 100% of them acted completely different to the girls. They had a couple of girls, but wearing the red dress. With the blue dress on the bench, they sat at the far end of the bench from the girl, every one of them. And with the red dress, 100% of them sat halfway or closer. One guy even sat down right beside her and put his arm up around her. So red definitely turns the crank on attractiveness to a lot of people. And so I may not look more powerful, but you're not missing me. And if I roll up my sleeves, that can give me a bit more tough boy look, I guess. Which brings me to, I go by the name Butch, and I've changed my name several times just because I've been in sort of crisis and my life's in some sort of turmoil, and it just seemed like a good time to have a new name. And the last time I adopted Butch was about nearly 25 years ago when I first went on the internet, when I moved to Vancouver after losing pretty much everything. That would put you in crisis. I won't tell you how that happened, but trusted somebody, that's how it happened. Put my trust, shouldn't have believed he actually had the job he had. Anyhow, I lost pretty much everything. That's it, I'm too old. I was like 56, 57, and I was on a gay bulletin board called the Butch Board, on a site called straightacting.com. It doesn't exist anymore. And I took the name Butch, and then I just started being Butch because I had started this YouTube channel, and I started turning everything into Butch, and now I'm Butch. And I became a David when I was 22. I was an officer in the Navy, and I realized what gay was, and I was it. I was in submarine school, and it was against the law, and they would certainly toss me out of the Navy if they knew I was gay. So I won't go into the long story, but for the gay people I met as I started learning how to come out, I told them my name was gay. My name was David, and that's because I checked out a beautiful blonde boy at Piccadilly Circus in London. I was going to submarine school in England, and he told me he cost. He was trade. That's when I learned what trade was and what a male prostitute looked like. He was awesome. He was so beautiful. His name was David, and then later on, a gay actor. See, I got into my long story. A gay actor who I had sort of. I was really coming out. A gay actor picked me up on Piccadilly, and he was the main star in a play in Piccadilly, and he taught me a whole lot of things. And he was 30, and I was like 23 or 4, 23, 22. I was really young, 23. I ended up in a bar underneath Piccadilly Circus, and this school teacher type at lunchtime, the pubs were open, and I don't know what they do these days, but back then they were only open at lunchtime. This school teacher thought I was trade, and he tried to pick me up, and I let him. And I had to give him a name, and I just picked the beautiful gay guy prostitute that I wanted so badly. I just started telling everybody my name was David, and I've been a David now for over 50 years. Even my family all knew me as David. And then, as part of my crisis when I moved into Vancouver, I'd been in photography, and because I'd been hiding from Revenue Canada for a while, I just adopted my studio name, which was David Silvercloud, and I had a passport in that name, which is legal to do. You know, I won't get into all that. But it caused me troubles when I came to Vancouver. I said, oh, screw it, and I legally changed my name to Terry David Silvercloud. So I grew up as a Terry. Much of my life I was a David, and Silvercloud had been my hippie sort of name, Cloudy. It's not indigenous at all. It's a very spiritual thing from my hippie days. And I won't get into that long story, but I'm Silvercloud. And a lot of people would call me, in my hippie days, Cloudy. Now people call me Butch. So change your name. See how I go on and on and on. I told you about the color. Red. Looking directly. Red. Red Baron. It exerts power. The Chinese flag is red. The Russian flag is red. Most flags have red in them. If you're going to a job interview and for an office type job where you want to, especially if you want to become like the office manager or something, go out and buy yourself a nice red tie, or if you're a girl, find a way of throwing some red into your dress somehow that exert your the power in you, and it's also very sexual. Men and women will find the red attractive. So it'll if it's been I don't want to say scientifically because I'm a scientist, but it's been clinically, which is the next best thing to. That's when the scientists start paying attention, when clinical studies are when people keep reporting things and when they look at stuff and they keep saying this and real scientists take over and is this true or not? Clinical studies have shown that teams wearing red are more likely to win, which may be a problem in some upcoming wrestling rules in the United States and elsewhere where they're demanding that the opponents wear either red or blue. So automatically, it's been proven that the wrestler in the red automatically has a psychologically better chance at winning. So that's not a good decision by whatever wrestling body is thinking of forcing people to choose between red and blue. Red and black would be a better choice. There'd be two equal powers, black against red. There's a fight. So you're not a bully. Bullies lack confidence. That's why they're bullies. And they learn how to deal with their lack of confidence by being a bully. Toxic people who overtake conversations and blame everything on somebody else. They're people who lack self-confidence, but they've learned to be toxic to deal with it. That's just avoid them. If you don't like them, walk away. They'll hate that. So I said I'd get out of here in 5 minutes. What's it been, 20 minutes or something? I covered the colors. Red and black for power. You got it in you. You were trained to care what people think about you. Stop giving a fuck. I'm saying that because there's a big YouTuber who used that word and he's allowed to, so I just said it. Stop giving a fuck what people think. Think about you. You're the one that's important. All those people you're worried about, they're thinking about them, and because they're worried about their if they're real a-holes, they're worried about their status and stuff. And stop caring. Just stop caring, and you'll gain your self-confidence. Act like you're in charge, and people will be inclined to think you are. So I've been going on and on and on, and I think I even had some things here that I didn't call up, so I will for a second. If you want to be a wimp, wear blues or greens. You know, those are the wimp colors. Um, I don't mean that. Seriously, let's go to that camera over there. Hi. Um, the point is, if you want to be in command, you will choose red. Red. Did I get it through? Did I get it? Red over blue? Did I make my point? Did BUTCH make his point? I've gone on and on and on and on. So I'm going to just think here for a second if I've covered everything, because I'm such a ditz. Seriously, I'm a real ditz. I made notes. I was like checking my notes. It was all going to only be in 5 minutes to try and encourage your, where are you? You over there. Your self-confidence. You got it in you. Seriously, you do. All you gotta do is just bring it out. I showed you the red and the black. Showed you everything. What camera am I on here? Let's go to this camera over here. And then I gotta look at my screen over here. And I'm gonna go. Glad you stuck with me. Bye from BUTCH.